Hello everyone, MarcusWolfe here, welcoming you all back to another episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. I am literally just coming off of the previous episode like 2 minutes ago, and I need to get a drink of water because I forgot about that. 1 second. Also, of greater importance, as I choke on this water, Jesus, Melissa Foster! Cough cough. that is forever gonna be her name. Add in a cough cough. That said, I don't think I ever looked at her profile. Let me look at her profile. Oh, and also it has a timer function or camera. Thanks for telling me. Melissa Foster, 19 years old, witnessed and photographed the incident on Dusky Bridge. More like, had a hand in the incident on Dusky Bridge. I'm 100% sure she did. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Point is, we see, honestly, we see Dahlia Hawthorne right here. And I can't help but wonder if she and Valerie Hawthorne are related. They must be, they have the same last name. And now, we're just gonna unpack her lies, one at a time. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Did you say wildflowers? Okay, no, that part is the same. Yes, bye. That I heard. This is the new part. Okay, this is the new part. The victim turned around and she tried to run away, but... The victim. Why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on a criminal. This was a large, powerful man armed with a knife, Miss Fay. If it had been a quaggy woman like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently. Quaggy? Oh, why you... If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river. Oh, there's still something wrong with this testimony. What is quaggy? Edworth, what kind of insults are you making here? Quaggy? She only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. So you're saying that Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him? Well, it's a narrow bridge, and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them seem to be in danger of falling. I only wish that I could have done something to help her. Well, that does seem to make sense. I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off. Does it now? You have a good sixth sense, kitten. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why. Well, if Terry Falls isn't a criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. I know, yes, we ran over that. Just so you know, this is a continuation of the testimony we started her with, but there were a couple new bits of information. Yes, the victim turned around and tried to run away, but... Okay, maybe she did turn around. That's fair. However, there is no way in hell's fiery acres that Valerie Hawthorne ran 30 feet. No way. Because, remember what I tried to present earlier? Where is it? Right here. If she turned around to run, she might as well be committing suicide. I hate to say it, but she might as well be doing that. She's gonna fall. Melissa Foster, cough cough. Please explain this. Witness, your testimony is nothing but a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Fay, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse, Your Honor. You're saying there were 2 contradictions? Yes. And it's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area in question. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around to try and run away, well, she would have hit a dead end. Exactly, Your Honor. So, Miss Foster, you claimed that she ran 10 yards, but she couldn't even have done 5, because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side of the bridge. Ah! What exactly does this all mean? It's simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. Is this beautiful young lady lying to the court?
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor, please allow me to personally apologize for this confusion.
What do you mean?
There's one major mistake in this diagram.
What? A mistake? What are you referring to, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it.
So, you're saying?
I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence supporting the idea of the bridge being broken during that incident.
What? But that's ridiculous!
You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo, Miss Faye. So I do apologize to you and the court for not being more clear when I presented this picture.
Are you serious? That guy is good. What? What do you mean, Mr. Armando? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward! No, that is... It is brilliant. The diagram is taken at face value. But he's done his homework and knows that there is no evidence of how the bridge was before this incident. So he then can make the claim that, well, maybe she turned around because the bridge wasn't broken then. We don't know. I mean, we don't know that it wasn't broken then. Maybe it was fine. And by the time we got there, the bridge fell apart. It's a matter of minutes, you could argue, but anything can happen in minutes. Yeah. He knows there's no way we can refute that. So, yeah. Well, Miss Faye, it seems you once again made a rather reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. Oh, no. It wasn't your fault, witness.
Now then, shall we continue with this trial? I'd like to establish, once and for all, what it was the witness actually saw that day.
Indeed. Young lady, may I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's hard to go on. Oh, well, we're all on your side, Miss Foster.
There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. Yes, cute, innocent little act. Do it all you want. I, as the player, am not buying it, but unfortunately, everyone in this game is buying it. Well, not necessarily buying it, but going along with it. Oh gosh, she annoys me to no end with this act. She really does. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then, he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave it on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still a bit shaken up. If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished, kitten. Don't say that. Well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye. Your cross-examination, if you please. The contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Just going for the attack. Well, I wasn't paying full attention, so I don't know what contradiction is. Oh, help us. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. So, you're saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Actually, maybe—
Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had, this photo wouldn't make any sense, now would it? If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
If you don't mind, Mr. Edgeworth, I was asking the witness.
Oh, no need to be so rude.
Well, young lady. Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could.
We're one step too slow. And then what did the defendant do after that?
Edgeworth just handed her an out with that. She was about to say something that was not necessarily a yes. But now that she's seen the photo... Oh, young Edgeworth, why did you do that? You gave her an out. God damn it. Congratulations, young Edgeworth. You are officially an idiotic genius. Young Edgeworth, you really are. Bravo. Then, he carried her over to the car. And you personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off. You mean this scarf?
Her words match what we found at the scene, so I'm not seeing a problem here.
I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. Ooh, I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong button. Oh, I keep doing it. I am so sorry. Oh my god, that's actually getting very annoying. There we go. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes.
Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would have been quite difficult for him.
Yes, but let's remember that they were on a narrow bridge, one that seemed ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to carry a dead body like that?
Well, Miss Faye, the fact of the matter is that he did. The kind of talk you just had now is silly.
Wow. Why do you get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please, share it with the rest of the court. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. And why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away up in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. Surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, and it was raining, right? Oh, there's also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks. They just love cold, isolated places.
I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness herself is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to be talking about what I saw. And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who carried the body? Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but regarding his face, So, you're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face? Well, they were far away and it was raining. I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw. Excellent! You're a remarkably honest young woman. Something about this testimony is bothering me, but what?
Hey, kitten. Have you ever put salt in your coffee?
No. Why would I, Mr. Armando?
Why not?
Huh?
It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence.
He is right, Mia. Just present something, you got nothing to lose.
By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. The two don't go well after all.
No, duh. Okay, quick story. When I'm at work, I always drink a cup of coffee. One time I made a mistake. I ate a bag of chips, and then after finishing the bag of chips, I drank my coffee. Oh god, it was horrible. It was extremely horrible. Woo! Salt and coffee do not go well together. Do not absent-mindedly drink coffee after eating something salty. Oh, not good. Anyway, I think I know the issue. The problem then is, what do I present? Because there are a couple things that can work for this purpose. Where are you? He quickly, yes. He then carried her over to the car. Ah, shoot. I think I can use the diagram here, because she's saying, okay, here, he stabbed her in the back, quickly picked her up in his arms. Yes, that can work. Then he carried her over. That first part works. To the car is where I have an issue, because remember that— no, I didn't want to press this stupid little thing, god dang it. Because if you would remember real quickly about the diagram— oh god, no, I'm in the wrong spot. There we go. Then he carried her over to the car. Present. Look at this diagram. So, I admit that she possibly could have seen Terry stab the victim. I admit that she could have seen him carry her. I cannot see how she could tell in the car, because there's this big old thingy here. You saw her being carried away, yes, maybe. You did not see where she was being carried away to. Sorry, girl. You are Elia. Question now is, do I present this or this? Because I also remember that this thing is right here, this rock shelf. I think I'll go with the diagram because we're specifically talking about the car. And the car is marked on the diagram. So, let's try this. If it's not this, then it's her photo. Never mind, it is her photo. It is her photo. That was my fault. It is not her photo. Oh no. Oh no, that's— oh okay, yes. I will see you all in a bit. Alright, we're back. That was so horrible. See, I have no chances to make mistakes. This is horrific. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms, carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. You couldn't just leave it on top of the bridge. Can I listen to you ask this again? I want to know what you said. You mean the defendant carried a bit of it himself? Yes. The size? Yes. Narrow bridge. Carried the body. Matter of fact, he did. Wow. Okay, maybe I'm jumping ahead here, stupidly enough. Really? Are you saying that I couldn't point out a contradiction about the car thing? There's a rock shelf right there! She can't see him carrying to the car. She can just see him carrying her. That's it. How is that not a contradiction? Like, seriously. Ugh, God. Logic in this game is not logic, apparently. But, I guess, if I were a criminal, and I just murdered someone on a bridge that was atop a river, I suppose then that another way, a good way to dispose of the body would just to simply say, "Oh dear, she fell into the river. Oh, help, help, she's dead." You know? I just did it so sarcastically, I don't know why, but you get you get the point. That would have been a great way to keep the body hidden, just let it fall into the river. So, do I present here? You know, give me one moment, I'm gonna save so I don't have to go back here over again, because that was like 4 minutes. Okay, we're back. So, let's go ahead and present the diagram here, because it does show the river. Okay, so it was that. Really, that other part could also been a contradiction. I saw her being carried away to her car. How did you see it was to the car? It could have been carrying off to the woods, for all you knew. Because you can't see! There was a rock shelf! I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let that go. A killer not wanting his victim to be found. That I can understand. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found after all. Well, what is it? Please, take another look at the map of the area, and I'm sure you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river.
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
Oh, he did say that. Oh, okay. I forgot. I forgot about that. Okay, well, that's an even better reason to just tip it into the river. Oh no, she fell. Help, help. Oh! In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in that water. Order! 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 I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Fay. But I must admit, it does seem rather odd not to have thrown the body into that river. Oh. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, how sad. Perhaps Miss Fay would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
And what are you talking about, Mr. Edgeworth?
My point is that no matter how odd you may find a killer's method of body disposal to be, the fact remains is that this killer did what he did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw.
That is quite true. Miss Fay, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Then surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car?
That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us.
Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise the mean lady over there might yell at you again.
Who is he talking about? Alright, I'll do my best. Why me? This girl is just lying out of her mouth. Hard. Okay, so yes, stabbed her in the back, quickly picked her up, carried her over to the car. Oh. Are you serious? It had to be more detailed than that? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. Are you serious? It had to be more detailed than simply carried her over to the car? shrug. This feels like a contradiction to me already. But sure, whatever. It's this no. It's this last part. Well, is there more? Yeah. It's this part. That's so stupid. So I was on the right track, but I solved a problem in the future. Again. That's so stupid. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. What did the man do then? Well, naturally he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police.
And so that's when you did it.
And you're sure that you saw all that with your very own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. Yeah, well, now I can present the idea that this is a total lie. But now I'm back to the problem of what do I present? Her picture or the diagram? I will say the diagram because it quite clearly shows where the car was in relation to this whole sordid affair. Okay, thank you. God damn it, I presented it one testimony too early. That's so stupid. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've finally done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes. And? Well, frankly, Miss Foster, just take a look at the diagram. It's simple to understand once you do. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean now? Even if you try to see that car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you couldn't have seen the killer's car.
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing that car.
That's right. It's not that high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, Miss Foster, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge. But the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. So then, your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff. And yet you still claim to have seen the killer's car. No! Order in the court! What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo?
Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in the stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing the murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was rather upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself she saw it.
But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told time and again to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh! Mr. Judge, what is it? I think I must have remembered some things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that.
Miss Faye, no one on the face of this planet is perfect.
Yes, indeed. That is quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? But that's not fair! Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando!
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now's the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair!
Okay, kitten. You need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony.
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
So tell me, how exactly does she know that? How does she know that he broke into the trunk?
Oh!
Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom.
Well, witness? Well, I'm certain he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What? Let me see that photo.
It is true. These certainly do look like scratch marks around the keyhole.
How do you know that?
It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Fay, are you satisfied?
The judge is on her side.
I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere?
It doesn't work. 1, how the hell did she know that? 2,
what's his name again?
Terry Falls stole this car from a couple waiting at a traffic light. That part I remember.
That means he has the keys with him.
He doesn't need to break into the trunk. He can just take the keys out of the ignition, open the trunk.
Sorry, Melissa Foster. Cough, cough. This doesn't work. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself.
What?
You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers. But even so, you knew about those scratches. The question then is when? When did you have a chance to see them? Finally. I finally got her.
I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Well, then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fay explained herself.
Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason this witness had seen the scratches was because she put the corpse in herself. No way she just happened to be passing by. No way is she the owner of the car. She put the corpse in by herself. It's a bit of a leap in logic, yes, but in all honesty, when else could she have seen the scratches? There's only one way the witness had a chance to see those scratches. Yes, that is, naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself.
What?
The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was none other than Melissa Foster. It was you who did it, right? But that's ridiculous! I could never! It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one to put the corpse in that trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There wasn't any need for him to break it open. But he stole the car! Yes, he stole it, but from a young couple who had been waiting at a red light. Which means the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls who put the body in that trunk. No!
That's preposterous, Miss Fay, to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were the case, then how do you explain the photo she took? The corpse could only have been put there in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at that time, she was taking photographs.
Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not so certain about that anymore.
What?
There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Her camera, by her own testimony, has a timer function on it. She could have simply set the time, not be in that field, and doing whatever she was on the other side of the cliff face. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? Now let's see. It has a timer built into it. There's even, oh how cute, a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this very picture.
What are you insinuating, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed?
Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field.
Would the defense please explain further?
Listen. This is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? You're kidding me. You're kidding me, right? Couldn't be over here, because that wouldn't make sense. It would not make sense. She would be wide out in the open, and if there were any other witnesses, it'd be like, well, she was over here, really, and that would ruin things for her, for the story she's trying to concoct. Was she standing here? Because she has a timer function. Was she posing as Valerie Hawthorne? And if so, why? Why was she posed as Valerie Hawthorne? I don't know, but I'm gonna go with it, because that makes sense. Naturally, the witness was right here. But Miss Fay, that's where the victim Miss Hawthorne was standing! Oh, the order in this court! Miss Fay, just what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body there, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
How asinine! Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim! The only person with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls.
You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, she was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly are you claiming the victim is in this photo?
It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose whole testimony got him convicted.
But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore.
You're just making this up as you go along, are you? Where is your proof of this?
I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence would blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like, and it was on this note that I myself forgot to check at the very beginning. wear white scarf for identification. He had already forgotten what she looked like. So anyone who saw that note could say, oh, let's just put on this white scarf. There we go. No, he didn't remember her. Mr. Falls had long forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing the scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No! Did she really just faint? Oh, cry me a river. Faint all you want.
Where is Miss
Foster currently?
She's collecting herself in the lobby, Your Honor.
It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. Then she set out the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question, then, is why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before starting again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor.
Understood.
Very well. This court is in recess. Continued? Yay! Okay, I guessed right. I almost kind of wanted to stop the episode when it came to the point of picking where the witness, where Melissa Foster was standing, but two things were with me. It's like, one, I think this part is almost over, and two, I spent about 3 to 4 minutes getting back from when I had my last game over, so shrug. But yes, cry me a river, Melissa Foster, cough cough. You fainted because you needed time to come up with a better lie. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Just pretend to be fainted. Bravo. Everything goes wrong? Faint. Gives you time to think. So, yes, we came up with the idea that she stuffed the body into the car. We have circumstantial evidence that she could have been the murderer. Now we need to find hard evidence to prove the fact. I don't know if we can do it, but let's give it a good old college try, right? Next episode. But until then, I'm going to rest and collect my voice, take a couple days break so I don't blow my voice out, and I'll see you all on the next one. Later, everyone.